All right. Welcome everybody. Once more, welcome to How to Master SQL DBA with TK. And as you already know, I'm TK himself. If you are new here, this is our YouTube page where we post all our videos about SQL DBA. Please check them out. There are very many interesting videos on this page. All right. With saying that, let's open our notepad and check out what we got going on today. All right, as you can see, we are here on number 25. So the project for today is how to create SQL agent job. That is a great project, right? Because if you're looking at this, you're like, oh, what's the difference of creating SQL agent jobs right here and creating maintenance jobs? Where is it at? Somewhere over here. I know that we created maintenance job a long time ago, or maintenance job. Especially we created a backup and an index maintenance job. Okay, real quick. So for the maintenance jobs, right, as the name entails, there's a preset job that SQL already has, right? Like backup, like index, like cleanup, right? So those jobs are the preset jobs that SQL already has, that you go on the maintenance plan and you create them. But when you go to the agent level, right, you have more freedom of what kind of job you can create. That's the main difference. You can create so many different types of jobs at the agent level. So it's not just this preset job that is at the maintenance tax or at the maintenance. Right here at the agents level, you can create whatever job so far as you have the script to create that job. So that's the biggest difference. If you have the script, because at the agent level you must have a script because it's through T-SQL, right? Once you have that script, you can create almost any job that you can imagine that SQL supports. All right, so without taking your time too much, let's look at the overview. Okay, so the overview of the job is this, right? We are going to automate a job that is going to create a database called ProductDB. Then once we create that database, we are also going to automate that. It's going to create tables. Then once it creates tables, then we are going to put some records in that database. Then we are also going to automate that we drop that database, right? So it's going to all be in the future. So I'll give you an example. Let's say they give you all the script right here. They're like, we want you to create this on 2 weekends from today, and it's on a Saturday, right? And maybe you're not working on that Saturday. Maybe you'll be out drinking, doing something, right? And you tell your boss that, I'm not working, but please can I automate this so that even though I'll not be at work, but this can run, right? Sure, he'll be like, oh yeah, sure, right? Automate this so you create this on that specific day, whatever reason that they want it on that day. Then also they're like, okay, once we are done with this right here, we want you to drop this database because it was just for a test product, right? So automate this so it runs on a Saturday, and once it's done, and once we are done with it, then on a Sunday or Monday morning, you can drop it. Or let's say Sunday evening, and you stay at your home, right? Because you start working at, let's say, Monday morning, right? And you can automate that. Once they are done, then it drops automatically right here. So this is the whole point of the script. So okay, without talking too much, and we're going to do all this on SQL 01. So without talking too much, let's hop on our virtual machines and so see what's going on. Maybe I have something nice in them. So let me click on my Hyper-V. SQL 01 is up and running. Come down here and go. I click on SQL 01. Oh, my SQL 01. I need to put in my password. All right. A famous password, right? America 2025. Enter. All right. As you can see on my SQL 01, right? This is the script that was on my main computer, which means that I copied and pasted that already right here. So please, if you have that, if you can do that, if you can do the same, that'd be wonderful, because it's easy for us to work with this information right here, right? Rather than going back and forth on the main computer if you copy and paste like we always do. All right, once you have this, now let's open our SMS. Let's click on it. I just did. So wait for it to open up. So let's just give it a little bit of time. All right, all right, all right. All right, so now we are verifying that we are going to SQL 01 and Windows authentication, everything looks good, and we click connect. Once I click connect, right, let me double check. That's so, as you can see, this is where it says SQL Server Agent. That is where you create your agent jobs. Unlike the maintenance plan, you click, you create them under management. So if you click the plus sign right here, you see those are jobs, you click on jobs. You see, I have created a job already, right? So I was practicing this before class. So let me just create, let me right click this and delete it. Okay. And let me delete this too so that I don't create two jobs with the same name. And I can't do that. You can't create two the same job with the same name. So you have to be different. Okay, cool. So I have deleted those. So we are going to start from fresh. So we are going to start from 0 and work our way up to hero. All right. So this is agent. How do you create the agent job, you may ask? You already know, right? You right click. And once you right click, if you right click, nothing happens. How do you do that? Then you click on the plus sign. You go on job, now you right click on job. Once you right click on jobs, now you have where it says new jobs, right? You click on that. Okay, so what is the name of the job? Very important. What is the name of the job that we want to create? We can just say we want to create a database, and so we want to create a database and database table. That's it. So create a database and database tables. If you know the database name, you can just, the name of the job is just something that can make people understand what that job is doing, right? So you can just say create database, this database name right here. So create database product DB. That is fine. I think we can keep it like that. So if anybody looks the job, they know what the job is doing. We just say create database, excuse me, let me paste that in there, product DB. So then in the description now, you can describe what it is doing. You can say create database. So we can just put in there that create create database and so create database and table. So and table, create database table. Let me put create database, comma, tables, and insert data. And just like that. Yeah. So create database, comma, tables, and insert data. So that is what this job will be doing right here. That's the description, right? All right. Then we go to the important stuff. Anyway, every step is important. So when I say important stuff, let's go to stuff that is a little bit more important. All right. So now we go to steps right here, right? So that the steps is a step that is very important. So when we click on that, then you click on new steps, right? It's right here in the bottom. Click. Now you are in here. Remember, let me show you something about this job. Let me explain something real quick. This job can be broken down into multiple steps, and that is what I'm going to do, right? The first step of the job, right, we can say use master, create the database. Then the second step of the job is going to be like, okay, once you create those database, I want you now to insert data into that database. No, sorry, take that back. Once you create a database, now I want you to create the structure. So create a table with all this information right here. And once you create that table, now insert this data into that table right here. So that is how I'm going to create that. I'll make a 3-step so you know how to create, because I can create this as a 1-step job. It's still going to work, but let me show you how to create a multiple step jobs. Okay, the first thing we want to do, so let's use this first step right here. Let me copy this, copy, go in there. So first step right here, again, as my master here, if you drop down here, you have all the databases right here, but I always like to use a use statement, just again, because it's better. It makes sure that it uses that exact database that you want to. So I'll say use master go, right? Create database product DB go. All right. So once I do that, now let me see, nothing to do there. Only here, very important, the step name. So this is the first step. What does that step do? I can just say this step now, create database. The step create database, because that's what this step actually does, right? So if I click on advanced right here, so this advanced right here is telling me what is going to happen, right? For example, look right here. It says on success action. So once the job succeed, what do you want to happen? Obviously, you want it to go to the next step, right? Because remember, there are multiple steps. If you do a drop down here, you see it says quit the job upon reporting success, quit the job quit the job reporting failure. You see that? So once the job's on succession, you say go to next step. That is just logical, right? So there's no need for you to even select any of these ones if it's a multiple step job. Okay, then now here, since it's a multiple step job, again, remember, it says on failure. So if this job was to fail, the first part, what do you want to happen to the other part of the job, right? Because it's a multiple step jobs. If you do a drop down here, you can say, okay, on failure, go to the next step of the job. But the job that we are creating, remember, it depends on, it's all related, because you need to create a database first before you create the tables, right? So you cannot even go to the next step. It makes no sense. So just say quit the job and report failure. But if it was something that you're creating 2 jobs that were not related, that you believe were not related, which, that you can say, okay, then you can say go to the next step, right? But most of the time, it's always going to be the first one, quit the job, reporting failure. Because if you have multiple jobs, or multiple steps, they will be related. So once you come here, you just click OK. And now you are here, you see? So the first step is done. Now you want to add the next step to the job. How do you do that? You come down here again, you click on new. Just like that. Now it's going to be, the second step is going to be what? Create tables. So the name is, again, you can just put the name in there that we have created a database. The second step is to create tables, or create table. It's just one table, create table. If you know the table name, if you want to be very specific, you can be like, okay, create, what's the table name? Create, we are creating, the table name is called right here. So create table products. Okay, put that in there, and paste. There you go. Okay. Now, how do you have the script? Oh, and there's something very important that I failed to show you in the first, but I'm going to show you right now. So then this is the script to create the table. So you copy that script, you make sure that everything looks good. Copy, and you come here and you paste the script in here. Whenever you have your script right, it's always good to pass that script. You see right here, click on pass. What does pass mean? Pass simply means that it's checking to make sure that this script is good to go. Very important. I know on the first on our first job, on the first step, we did not pass the script. Now, technically, this right here is supposed to let me see something. Oh, before we continue, right? So let me go come over here. Good. Because that was supposed to fail, right? So I need to delete this database right here. I need to delete it. You see, I already have a database name, product.db, because what if I passed this script, right? It was supposed to fail if there was no database with this name. But because I have a database with this name right here, it's succeeding, right? Because sometimes when you pass this, it might say the script is wrong, which technically is not wrong because this script right here depends on the first step of the job. Remember, the first step of this job is that create a database name product.db, right? So let me see something. Let me delete this product.db. Come over here and let's delete, and we're gonna drop it. So bye-bye. Let me come over here. Let me refresh. Oh, not property. Cancel. Go away. Come over here. Let's refresh. Refresh. And go to databases and let's refresh. Okay. So now that is done. It's gone. So if I come here and pass. Okay. This is what I was talking about. You see that? Let me repeat it so you see exactly what I was talking about. So let me click OK. I'll pass this again. Now it's telling me that, look, right here, database product DB does not exist. Make sure the database is entered correctly, because yes, it's not picking up that there's a database named product DB. But again, remember that is fine, because the first step of the job is going to create that database, and once it create the database, this second step now is going to pick it up and insert the data. So even though my pass is saying that it's wrong, but I know that it's all connected to the first job, so I'm fine. So I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so now I click OK. Then again, I go to new right here, click on new. Once I click on new, I go back to my notepad and I'll copy this right here, which is to insert the records on that database table. Click right here. Then I can just say insert record into table. That's the step name. So insert records. So yep, insert records. Okay. Then come over here, paste it, and yep, it just says again, I have a use statement, use product DB, insert. So if I pass this, again, it's gonna fail because it's picking up that this database that I'm using does not exist. But again, it all depends on the first step of the job. So, but we are fine. So we just hit OK. That's fine, because if we go to advanced, there's really nothing else to do right here. Everything looks good. So hit OK. Once you hit OK, the next thing that you want to do is very important. You go to schedule. Click on your schedule. There's no schedule, so there's no time for this job to run. So you click on new. Remember now, we want this job to run one time on a Saturday. Remember? So because you'll be at a club, dancing or doing whatever you do at a club. So you come, you click on a Saturday, you click on this. It's a one-time job. So right here, one time. Now, they want you to create that job on that Saturday. Let's say tomorrow is a Saturday, right? So let's say, yes, tomorrow is a Saturday right here. I don't want you to create it at, let's just give it a time right there. Maybe at 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's give it 8:30 in the morning. It's fine. Okay, 8:30. Okay, so now we have a specific time. Now, what is the name of the job? Again, we still need, what's the name of the schedule name, right? So again, we can just put create database. Because we know this, so create database. Just like that. And if we hit OK, Now we are here, good to go. So these other steps, right, they are optionals, right? So if you have an alert to create, I don't have it here. If I have a notification, right, somebody I can notify because I need to create like a database mail. I haven't set it up. So all these steps are just extra steps that you can make your jobs, to alert somebody and stuff like that, but we haven't. Or if we had a target, but we don't have all those. But the job right now is created. If I just click OK, that job has been created. So if I come down here and I refresh and I go down here and I go to jobs, you will see that I have this right here. I have it right here. You see? So I can test the job. I can test this job to make sure that the job is working. How can I do that? If I right click, I go to say start job at step. I click it. Then you see it has 1, 2, 3 different steps. So let me click that, start a step. So you see everything is going okay, and just like that, right? If I refresh, or if it has succeeded, just like that. If I go to history, and you will see this is right here, it has succeeded. Now if I go to databases, I have my product DB right back. So, and if I click on it, I go to tables, you see that I have a table named product DB. And if I click here, you will see that that column, like, and there's like all the information that it was created successfully. So once you test this, you can always remember they don't want you to create this job on this particular day. So you can always just drop it, just delete that. So you go and you delete that. You have ensured that everything is working just fine. Now, they want you now to create a different job on a different schedule to drop this database on a Monday, or let's say on a Sunday night, right? So remember, we have this script right here that says drop this database right here, or delete this database on a different time. So we just click it again, copy the script, copy, minimize it. Then we go to our database agents. So SQL Server agent, right click on jobs. We go to new. Once we're on new, again, what's the step of what's the name of the job we want to create? We just say drop database product DB product DB. That's what we are doing. Then this is, I don't even think we need to explain it, because we just say drop database. We can just say drop database because it's very it's explaining itself, right? So drop database. Yeah, there's no need for us to go much detail, because just reading at the name, somebody can understand what the job does. You click on the steps now, go to new steps, then you click, you paste this in here, and you pass. Okay, again, this pass right now is succeeding because it's still picking up right here that, hey, there's a database in there, even though I've deleted that database. Okay, what's the name of the step? Again, you just said delete database. That's fine. Delete database, or database product DB if you want to be more specific. Okay, then there's really no, you see, there's no need to go to advanced, because again, it's a one job. So there's no need to go to the next job, or there's no next job, right? So you click OK. Once you're on K, the next step you want to go is schedule. Click on your schedule. There you click on new. Again, we are doing a one-time job, one time, right here. And we want it to occur on this day, Sunday, right? Want it to occur at around what time on Sunday? At around 9 p.m. when we are sure that everything is done and they want us to delete that database, right? Whatever they were trying to do, trying to test, is working and everything is good to go. So the automation is working. Okay, so PM, and let's go. Okay, so 9:43 p.m. Okay, then let's give it a name right here. we say drop database product DB. Okay. And we just hit OK. And again, we haven't set up the alert. We haven't set up notification on target. So for now, everything is good. So we just click OK. Okay, so now that is how we create our agent's job or that is how you automate jobs at the agent level, right? To run at a specific time right there. So since, let me just show you how this is gonna work. Probably you already know, but I just like to talk. I just like to show things. All right, so let's just do it for the heck of it. So we go to our agent level. So we click on the job. So right here, first thing first. So we want to create this job, right? So it's going to run at the time that we want it to run. But if we wanted to run it right now, we'll right click. I will say start job at step. So click on this. Click on start. Now this job is running. Success, success. Everything succeeded, right? So if we right click here, we refresh, we double click on the plus sign. That's it right there. So now we have a database called ProductDB. Then if we go back here again and we click on there and then we right click and we execute, say start right here, we click that. Now it is deleting that database, so we close. Now if we refresh and expand it, you see it is gone. So you see, so yes, the job is working, and that is how you automate or create jobs. And remember, you can create many type of jobs at the agent level. You can create jobs to do so many things at different times. Like if you have the script for it, we can create a job for it. I promise you. If you have a script for it, we can create a job from ranging from a database level to the table structure, to inserting data, right? If you have a script for it and checking specific tables that their indexes are correct, and just anything that you can imagine that is being done with a script, right? If you have the script for it, then we can automate that job for you. All right, so I hope the class was very straightforward. It was easy, and I'll see you guys and girls during the next project, which is going to be, let me see what's on the list right here. How to troubleshoot a failed job. All righty. So bye-bye. Ciao, ciao. I'm out.